One of the most famous planets in Star Wars is Kashyyyk, but how much do we actually know about this planet? It is of course the homeworld of the Wookies and is featured in episode 3 and numerous video games and Star Wars animated TV shows, and the planet is often mentioned during the Clone Wars and the Galactic Civil War, and the main reason for that is that Kashyyyk is a valuable trade hub in the mid-rim located in the slice rich with natural resources and easy access to major trade routes. The planet itself is also a dense jungle but has major cities like Kachiro where ships can refuel, dock, and get repairs. And the native Wookies were great craftsmen. The Kashyyyk-based company Appazanna Engineering Works built the local transports and the Auzituck anti-slaver gunship. Wookies also had great knowledge of the galaxy, with Kachiro being the home of the Claatuvac Guild, an ancient guild of Wookiee cartographers. And since they were located in the Slice, which was a major trade hub area, the Wookiees had knowledgeable maps of shortcuts and alternative routes for when it came to hyperspace travel. And the actual planet itself of Kashyyyk was a wild frontier, with large oceans, dense jungles, swamps, and high mountains. And the majority of Wookiees mainly lived on the coast near the giant Wurshir trees that hosted their large cities. And deep in the jungle, few Wookiee populations actually existed, with loosely scattered jungle villages and encampments. And Wookiees, as far as we know, were the only native spacefaring species from Kashyyyk, but the planet hosted a number of different species, like giant spiders like Wurshok spiders and Kinraz. And Malayas were also a unique species found on Kashyyyk, and Wookiees could even ride them. And large reptiles and flying creatures like macaws are a common sight on Kashyyyk. And the most legendary beast on Kashyyyk was the Shio bird, which was a native local legend and guardian of the planet. And with Kashyyyk being densely populated in some areas and wild in others, its natural resources were also heavily exploited and traded all over the galaxy, which is one of the reasons why the CIS and Empire both moved in to take control over Kashyyyk, as the Empire built Wurshir tree sap refineries for specific chemicals and compounds, and the Empire of course continued the timber and mineral harvesting on the planet. And when the Empire took over Kashyyyk, the Wookiees were also enslaved, quickly being turned into the Empire's labor force on Kashyyyk, or they were sold off to other Imperial locations or at the highest bidder. And the Empire saw the true value of Kashyyyk not in its natural resources, but its natural population, turning the Wookiees into a slave labor force not only on Kashyyyk, but all across the galaxy. And the Empire knew that the Wookiees would end up being their slaves when they were faced with Imperial conquest, which meant all Wookiees would have been wiped out and the planet just would have been harvested. And after numerous uprisings and the fall of the Empire, Kashyyyk was once again in control of the Wookiees, and they seemed to stay out of New Republic affairs and successfully deterred a First Order blockade and invasion, once again proving Kashyyyk's valuable location and natural resources even attracted the First Order. And overall, Kashyyyk is one of the best Star Wars planets, being able to play it in games like Jedi Fallen Order, Battlefront, and numerous others, and with it being an iconic location in Episode 3 and Star Wars animation, Kashyyyk is certainly one of the best Star Wars planets that has a lot of lore built already into it, and is a prime example of what a planet should be fleshed out to be inside of the Star Wars universe. And there is certainly much more to learn about Kashyyyk and more yet to come in the Star Wars universe, but with that is Kashyyyk, the Star Wars planet. Subscribe if you would like, and until next video, goodbye.